Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley are a hotshot couple in the world of professional wrestling. The two stars often share wholesome moments in their real-life pictures with their fans through their social media. Recently, the star sent another loving message to the Eradicator. A few hours ago, Mommy posted a picture of herself on her Instagram. It is a mirror selfie where Ripley is flaunting her physique following a workout. The caption does not say anything specific, but it includes a shooting star and a clown emoji. Matthews shared this picture on his Instagram story with an interesting caption. The star hailed Rhea Ripley for her physique, expressing admiration for her lean look. Matthews also referred to the Eradicator as Queen, showcasing his love for his wife. He wrote, "Buddy Matthews has been dealing with an ankle injury for the past few months. At a Grand Slam, Australia in February, the Hounds of Hell member faced Kazuchika Okada. However, before his match, he injured his ankle during his entrance. It remains to be seen when Matthews will make his return to the ring." Buddy Matthews was spotted at the gym a few days ago. Buddy Matthews has been looking to make a comeback to the professional wrestling ring soon. While there are no reports about his return timeline as of now, it seems like the former WWE star has started preparations for a comeback. Recently, the former World Trios champion shared a video on Instagram where he was doing a back exercise. The video had no caption, and it was a simple hint teasing his return to the ring. Moreover, Matthews is clearly wearing ankle braces in the clip. It means that his injury is yet to heal properly. It is going to be interesting to see if the 36-year-old will share some more updates about his recovery in the future. The gym was a familiar sanctuary of iron and grit, but for Buddy Matthews, it felt more like a cage. The rhythmic clang of weights and the grunt of exertion were a constant, suffocating symphony. Each lift, each rep, was a deliberate act of self-flagellation, a way to channel the roiling storm of frustration and longing that had taken root in his chest. It had been weeks, maybe months, since he'd seen her, since he'd felt the electricity of her presence, and the silence from her end was a deafening, tormenting void. He finished a set of deadlifts, dropping the bar with a thunderous crash that echoed through the cavernous space. His muscles ached, but the pain was a welcome distraction from the gnawing emptiness. He wiped the sweat from his brow with a towel, his gaze falling on his phone. He'd checked it 100 times today, 1,000 times this week. Nothing. No calls, no texts, not even a cryptic social media post that might offer a clue. "Mate, you're going to tear yourself apart," a voice said from behind him. It was a familiar, concerned tone. Malachi Black stood with a smile, his own workout complete. Buddy shook his head, a wry, bitter grin on his face. "Already there, aren't I?" Malachi didn't press. He understood the unspoken tension, the raw ache that hung in the air around Buddy. The House of Black was a family, a brotherhood bound by shared darkness and a fierce loyalty. But even within that darkness, there was a light that had captivated Buddy, a light that now seemed to have vanished completely. Rhea Ripley. The name was a whisper in the back of his mind, a constant, nagging refrain. He knew her world was different. WWE, the Judgment Day, the relentless schedule and the unyielding spotlight. Their relationship had been a secret, a delicate, fragile thing built in stolen moments and whispered phone calls across time zones. But now, even those moments were gone. He'd heard the whispers, seen the fan theories, the ridiculous speculation about her and Dom. He dismissed them out of hand, but the seeds of doubt were there, insidious and relentless. He trusted her, he had to. But trust was a two-way street, and the silence was a dead end. He picked up his phone, his thumb hovering over her contact. He couldn't just call. It felt desperate, needy. He had to be strong, had to show her he was okay, that he was thriving. But the lie felt hollow even to him. He was a champion in a force to be reckoned with, but without her, the victories felt hollow. He needed to do something. Not a public declaration, not a desperate plea. Something that would reach her, something that would cut through the noise in the distance. He needed to send a message, not to the world, but to her. A message that said, "I'm still here. I'm waiting. And I understand." An idea sparked in his mind, a flicker of light in the gloom. He put his phone back in his gym bag and walked out of the gym, the weight of the world still on his shoulders, but a new sense of purpose now guiding his steps. He drove home, his thoughts racing, the plan taking shape. The next day, a package arrived at the WWE Performance Center. It was small, unassuming, addressed simply to the Eradicator. No sender's name, no return address. The receptionist, used to all sorts of strange deliveries for the wrestlers, handed it over to Rhea's assistant. When Rhea opened the package, She found a single item inside. It was a small, intricately carved wooden raven, its wings spread as if in flight. The craftsmanship was exquisite, the dark wood gleaming. Tucked beneath it was a note. It was a single sentence, written in a bold, familiar hand. "The house is always open." Rhea's breath caught in her throat. She ran her fingers over the raven, a faint smile playing on her lips. She had been so caught up in the chaotic whirlwind of her life, the non-stop travel, the demanding schedule, the constant pressure of being a champion. Her phone had been a source of anxiety, a reminder of the conversations she was too exhausted to have, the calls she was too drained to return. She'd told herself she needed space, needed to focus. But in truth, she had been suffocating under the weight of her own self-imposed isolation. She recognized the raven immediately. It was a subtle nod to Malachi, to the family he had built. But the message was for her, and her alone. He wasn't asking her to leave, not yet. He wasn't demanding answers. He was simply letting her know that no matter what, she had a place with him. He was acknowledging the distance, the struggle, and he was offering her a way back, on her own terms. That night, as the lights of the arena bathed her in their blinding glow, as the cheers and boos of the crowd washed over her, Rhea Ripley felt a sense of calm she hadn't felt in weeks. She had been so busy building her own kingdom, she had almost forgotten the one she had a key to. But he hadn't sent a desperate plea or an accusatory message. He had sent a symbol of strength, of loyalty, of an unconditional love that transcended the boundaries of promotions and the chaos of their lives. Back in his silent, empty apartment, Buddy Matthews lay on his couch, his phone still stubbornly silent. The message was sent. Now, all he could do was wait. He had no way of knowing if it had reached her, if she had understood. But for the first time in a long time, the gnawing emptiness had been replaced by a quiet sense of hope. He had done all he could. The rest was up to her. He had opened the door, a silent invitation. Now, it was up to the Eradicator to decide if she wanted to come home. The waiting was the hardest part, but at least now, there was a reason to wait. He knew she would understand. Their bond was not forged in the limelight, but in the quiet, shared moments of their own dark, beautiful world. And in that world, a raven could mean more than 1,000 words.